is going to be Ihor Potieria versus Rodolfo Bellato. This is going to be a light heavyweight fight. Now, this fight, I mean, Ihor, he's 20-4. He's 3-2. He's coming off 3-2 his last five. He's coming off that loss against Carlos Oberg where he just got knocked out. He's fighting against Rodolfo Bellato, 11-2. He's 4-1 his last five. He's coming off that KO victory on the Contender Series. Same age. As far as their reach, Bellato's going to have a slight reach advantage here. Odds for this fight right now, Bellato is actually minus 450. He opened up at a minus 300. So pretty heavy, intense line movement there and line opening as well. Alex, I'll let you kick off the breakdown of this fight. What do you think about this light heavyweight fight right here?
Yeah, so for this fight, I actually capped this fight last week, even before the Saturday Fight Night card, and I put a two-leg parlay of Michael Morales and Bellato.
Mhm.
At the time I put it, Bellato was minus 400, so now it's minus 450.
Yep.
But now I personally think Ihor sucks. Um, like he keeps his hands super low. He doesn't throw out a ton of volume, and it doesn't look like his shots have any power. He kind of just relies on timing of his straight left. So he'll kind of just hop around in his karate stance and kind of time that straight left down the pipe. He does have 7 submission wins, but he has no dynamic takedown ability at all. Um, so I think Bellato is probably going to get the knockout here. He's just a more dangerous fighter everywhere, and he'll throw much harder, and he'll just be able to stuff any takedowns that come his way, just because he's so much bigger. So yeah, I got Bellato here, but I mean at minus 450, I don't know if that's a play.
Right, right. Yeah, it is getting a bit wide. I agree with you there. I mean, Bellato, classic power striker who likes to grapple, right? Uses power shots and pressure on the feet to set up his takedowns, grappling exchanges. He's actually pretty comfortable in these powerful exchanges and brawling. So even if he's not able to get the takedowns, I think that he's more than capable and also more than willing to go into these striking exchanges. His takedowns aren't that great, but when he does get them, he has pretty good control and can chase subs in dominant positions. I think this is going to be also an issue for Ihor. I mean, Ihor, so far in the UFC, he showed some solid striking and accuracy. You mentioned that left hand. He has decent speed and quicks are somewhat kind of quick. Strikes are somewhat kind of quick for 205er. But I think the one reservation about him so far in the UFC, at least, is that he likes to brawl way too much and relies on his chin. I mean, he either gets KO'd or KOs people. I mean, but granted, the only KO that he's had so far in the UFC is knocking out a more than past his prime, Shogun Rua, right? So maybe that's not even the best indicator of this guy even KOing people. But usually how his fights goes is just really wild brawls where either person will get KO'd. He does have 7 sub wins, like you mentioned, and they're all in the first round, though. Most likely, those are all cans, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Those are some really not that great subs. He has shown little to no grappling motivation in the UFC so far. Takedown defense is 33% as well, so he can get taken down himself. I do agree with you. I think Rodolfo is probably better everywhere here. Fun fact though, Rodolfo, his only 2 losses in his career are both to Vitor Petrino by knockout. He got knocked out before the UFC, and then he got knocked out in the Contender Series. So even though that's not a bad guy getting knocked out by, right? I mean, Vitor Petrino's a beast. So yeah, I think Rodolfo should win by KO here. Should have Ihor covered everywhere. However, if this does turn into a 50-50 fight and it's going to be a brawl, you never know because these hands can fly really quick and powerful. It's a 205 fight could turn to a 50-50 fight real quick. I'll probably just pass on it. Like you mentioned, me minus 450 right now. I think I'm good on that. I think that's probably too wide of a line right there. So I might wait until it gets a little lower, then maybe hop on with a parlay piece there. But right now, the pick is Rodolfo by KO for me.